go back in studio and go like, all right, and then wait for all of you guys to be there.
Nice. So you're just discovering the studio mode thing on OBS.
Well, I discovered it when we were doing Zweihander last week, and like it saves me so much trouble.
Yeah. I recently transitioned.
Um,
Yay!
Hello everyone, this is really my biggest pet peeve, my mute button. I hit it every single stream. Every time. I think this is becoming my shtick. I have to be muted at the beginning of every stream now. I think that's what's gonna happen. And I have to
We'll
be
make
like
sure.
super hyped up, and then as soon as we start, yep, things don't work out. Because it wouldn't be a stream without technical difficulties and starting late. Off the table represent. So, hi, welcome to episode 7 of Star Wars Points of Light. I am your DM. I'm Simon, and with me are 3 of our group of 4 rebels. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves, starting with Josh, right below me.
Hey, I am your resident Jedi, Yoshkata, Togruta, Sad Boy, Angsty, Tentacle-ridden, awesome.
So in the absence of summer, you are sad boy.
I mean, I'm always Sad Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, there has to be a sad boy.
Angsty as fuck.
Alright, moving on to Lauren. Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm playing Fianna, the deposed Queen of Naboo.
Alright, and Alex, who are you playing?
The big picture that just appeared on the screen. Okay.
BB,
I'm
I think we can
I'm
hear
Alex.
you.
I'm playing the mercenary. I would say I'm a good boy, but then it would make me sound like a dog.
He's a very good boy.
I'm a very good boy. And
Yeah.
I will also break Danny the Stormtrooper and make him a good boy as well.
Learn
There you go.
how to use a gun.
Tell him
At
how
least-
to, how to clean a gun.
At first, yes, that'll be the first step. You know.
What to shoot from?
And we have Temp Zeta with us tonight. But yeah, so without further ado, let's try out our text scroll for episode 7, which, fingers crossed, it's going to work because it didn't earlier, and that's why we started late. So we'll talk to you guys in a moment.
You have to.
And we're back.
Hey.
Hello.
So this was a very, very short summary of what happened last time. Let's just add on to that if you don't mind, because there's been a lot of very heavy RP bits, especially between Yorshkata and Fianna. Between Fianna and Yoewin slash Irula.
Oh, yeah.
Which we've discovered, Yoewin's true identity as Irula, who's, if I remember correctly, crying in a shower.
Oh no, that's right. Oh
that's how we
Super
we ended.
funny.
Part of the group going to see Zeta dance at the local cantina, so you guys can have free labor for your ship.
We have a few. We have one laser to attach to the ship, and we.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll actually, I just want to go through you guys and just tell the audience real quick, highlight of what happened to your character last game, just so we can get back into it, as it were.
As far as I remember on my side, not much happened aside from the fact that I terrified the kid, made him made him deconstruct his gun, and then he messed up royally.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I like him. I'm gonna break him.
You're gonna break poor Ginger Danny.
Heck yeah. He's gonna make a fine addition to this nut rebellion yet.
Completely dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
So what he's really saying is that Zeta and Dak adopted a son.
Yes, but wait a minute. No, hold on.
He said yes.
Yes, but yeah, I guess so.
You also referred to Zeta as your wife.
Did I?
Yeah.
When?
You're like, I'm gonna have to find out what the wife says.
Yep.
Did I oh my god.
Yep.
Well then, hey,
You
guess
guys.
what?
You
We're
guys.
married.
Yeah, you guys have turned into an old couple, like an old married couple, and like.
I mean, work spouses are a thing.
I guess in this case, yeah.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
I shall get myself an apron and start doing the dishes, I suppose.
Do it.
Yes.
do you wanna tackle what happened, Josh? Or?
Sure. Yoshkata got very angry at Yoruin, also known as now Irula. Demanded answers, got even more angry. We got some answers from them. And after that, a failed sneak attempt to overhear Queenie, Fiona, and Irula's conversation. They both kind of butted heads, and some backstory was kind of learned about Yoshito and his kind of harsh, what wasn't even like the whole of it, but like just the like harsh upbringing that he had, and how he was like debating if Fiona even understood the terrible situation that she was in personally, but how 10 times better it was compared to what he went through. And yeah, that's kind of what he went through. Now he's following them still. Just like going to the dance club. Argument, then dance club.
It's a strange relationship you guys have.
It is.
Yeah.
Fuck you, now watch me dance.
Except that it's not Fiona going to
I'm
dance.
not dancing.
Yeah.
He keeps trying to like slip it in that I'm gonna dance.
Mm.
I swear that's what you said, but
No. Yeah, Fiona and Yorsh, or Teleki, because
Yeah.
we actually don't know Yorsh's real name. So.
7 episodes still. Keep it
Got
going.
into an argument. Fiona feels very kind of put upon and impotent, and that everybody is being mean to her for things that were out of her control. And then she and Irula went to the cantina on wherever they are, the outpost, to get some information, and finally got the truth out of Irula about their very dark and tragic past, and why
Truth.
don't
Because you guys don't know if it's the entire truth.
do it to me. And why Irula is fighting for the
The rebellion.
And then upon letting people know, letting Zeta know that the people at the cantina would like some exotic dancers, Zeta grabbed a costume that she had kicking around and ran off. And that's where we ended.
So we're going to start back, since I don't want to say or do anything for Emily, especially during that part, because I don't know how good of a dancer Zeta is supposed to be, or what she would have done for real. So what we'll do is we'll just skip ahead to a bunch of cheerful cantina patrons and space truckers are happily bolting and welding a Uranu cannon onto the ship, while Zeta is changing back into her regular outfit in her room. A lot of them have trouble looking at her, like straight at her face, after whatever happened. So it's awkward, but they're happily obliging her and helping you guys.
I feel like in like 10 more episodes, we're gonna like flash to this point. You
Yep.
have like a hollow fid of like a girl dancing, and it turns out to be Zeta, and it's like this is like the connective scene.
That was sort of my idea. None of you have a holo recorder, right?
No,
Okay, cool.
No.
unless it's on my data pad, but I wouldn't.
I have a
record.
dab pad. So
No, it's weird, but data pads don't tend to come with a camera in them.
Ah,
my
technology
brain
regressed.
recorded it.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, but in a galaxy far, far away, they still use a camera for recording stuff and taking pictures, and then like a pad to like
There
keep
are no
notes and
there are no
graphs.
smartphones.
Yep.
In,
Nothing
Yeah.
is smart. We have droids, but nothing is smart.
Especially drugs.
yeah, I think Yana is just kind of like,
Flabbergast?
yeah, like, I mean, she's definitely like no stranger to manipulating people to get what she wants, but like not in this way. And usually not to this reaction. So she's like a little bit like impressed and also confused. And just kind of like watching all of these like very, very happy people try very, very hard to impress like Zeta and by extension us. And she's just kind of like supervising and like, well,
Well, after about 4-ish hours, one of them, like as they're finishing up, making sure everything is solid and will hold when you guys hit hyperspace, one of them, an older gentleman with a like thick mustache that hides completely his mouth. He looks like Scruffy the janitor from Futurama.
Nice.
And he approaches you, Fiona, who's supervising, and he says, "Oh, we're just about done."
Just part the mustache.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand a word you said.
We're almost done. We need to clean
I'm
our plane.
still not. Slower, maybe?
And he whistles to another, like a younger person, like an apprentice space trucker. And the guy comes in, he's like dirty with machine oil, and he even like burnt the tip of two of his fingers. And the older gentleman turns to him and says, repeats about the same weird string of vowels, going like, and the other guy's like, I got your car. And he turns around to you and he says, Carl was saying that we're almost done. If you want, the guys are gonna have a cold one at the cantina. Your friend is more than welcome to come. But I think you guys were in a hurry. Know that you're always welcome here at Smuggler's Paradise.
Okay.
And you understood all that. Okay.
Well, yeah, he just looks at you like dumbfounded. He's like, well, yeah, everybody understands Carl.
Oh,
Hmm.
she'll go look at Carl and be like, "Thank you. I will. I'll let her know. Thank you so much for your help."
What? What did it say?
Speak faster.
Thank you so much. I'll let Zeta know. Thank you so much for your help.
Oh!
Boomer.
I'm just gonna turn to Jack and Yorsh, and I'm gonna be like,
You didn't understand that?
This is what's up with this peasant speech.
and like she's gonna say like, I can understand Gungans, but
That was Space Trucker. It's different.
The world of its own.
I like how like sentient speech goes from like basic to Gungan to like space trucker. This is like the very bottom of the barrel. Like it's I don't know where would you put Hutties above it or below it? Like I mean Carl is like probably half Wookiee.
Oh God, I don't want to think about that.
Nice.
so that happened.
Now I want to get art done of a Wookiee space trucker with a space trucker hat. That'd be awesome. Anyway,
Well, should we go on up?
All right. Have we resupplied anything else but that? We have like, do we need fuel? Did we get fuel?
oh yeah, you guys refueled and everything. That was done. No, wait, that was on Naboo. So you guys did not refuel. Let me grab your ship's sheet.
Yeah, I just need to know like, what the gauge says. I'll make sure to fuel it up.
I'm pretty sure we were fine, right, for a few jumps.
Yeah, I think you were fine for like a couple weeks still.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like that was one of the first things that Zeta like checked out when she was
Yeah.
pre-stocking.
One way or another, I still need to pull it up since Emily's not here tonight. So just in case we need to refer to the ship's stats or whatever,
Space battle.
just in case there won't be any space battles tonight. Partly because the DM still hasn't ironed out the rules for space battles.
Makes sense.
DM wants to steal from other stuff first.
Boarding party.
So it's normally it's 4 months. So you have like 8 weeks. Take like let's say 2 out of that. So you still have a good 6
It
weeks.
took 8 days, didn't it?
Yeah. So let's round it up to a week. You guys still have like 7 weeks worth of consumables aboard, and that counts both for fuel, for food, water, or like drinkables, and stuff like that. So you're good for another 7 weeks.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
Pushed it.
And guess we don't need to refuel just yet.
Yeah.
Dak.
I-
Are we really taking the kid?
Yeah. I know, it could be a security risk. I'll handle it.
In the background, oh sorry, I was gonna say Danny is like hooking up his hammock in the hangar bay of the ship, and like he's just tangling himself up in the hammock, going like, screw it.
I do think like the camera just pans up to like the glass and we just see us talking, and I'm just like,
He's just in the. This is the first time that Yorshkin actually pulls out his lightsaber and goes like.
it's the kid. Goes to kill him.
I shall teach him the ways of not messing up. My God, I never thought I wanted a kid. I don't.
Oh.
At
You
least
got
I
it done, eh?
Yeah, at least I was able to skip the diapers. I'm just gonna walk toward Denny and give him a hand with this stupid hammock.
Just out of curiosity, Alex, are your kids asleep? Because you saying out loud, like, I didn't want a kid.
No, not me. My characters.
I know, but that would have been the best.
No,
Yes,
I
yes,
want.
put them in the
I
shop.
wanted my kids. Yes, but no, they're not here. They're at mom's today.
That'd be funny. It's like a teddy bear drop.
Daddy.
I think I'd have my eldest just be like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, "Yep, I am."
So anyway, you guys get back on board the Everfree. The door to the hangar bay closes. All of you.
Before we go, let's just do a visual inspection of what they did, and if anybody added anything that's not supposed to be there.
Crap. Can you roll a mechanics check, please?
Can I aid him?
Yeah, sure. So Alex, you can roll with advantage.
Can I inspire him? Is that a thing I can do now?
Yeah, you can inspire people. You're royalty. You can just point to stuff and tell people to do something.
Let's make any.
Yeah, I'm gonna inspire. So you have a D6?
Yep, extra d6.
But how do you?
It's like bardic inspiration, but how do you do it?
I think you just said my mere presence is inspiring. I think I inspire him because I think the wind blows off my scarf. And no. I just go with me here. The wind blows off my scarf, and like my face is more visible now. And I still have like the bruise that I had is like super yellow and gross now. And he like remembers that like, oh shit, I can't be seen. Like she's a flight risk. We really need to make sure we're not being followed as I like fix my scarf in the background.
All right, so it's inspired by a sense of urgency and security
I
risk.
just like the fact that I'm like a deposed queen.
Nice.
Whoa.
Didn't even need to. Use
Wait.
Yeah. Roll your d6.
Just look at that D6 being a 1.
What? What?
Well, see, I'm gonna succeed here like a pro. I will suck, so do not give me a blaster. I'm gonna shoot.
And I wanted to check
Jesus.
the page. It's gonna take me just a.
Sees into space.
Yeah, so
With that kind of roll, I could have fixed the ship myself. Right?
I know, right? This is
oh, check. All right. All right. And they had
Oh, it doesn't even do that. That's frustrating.
do it.
I wanted to press the use button so it would just like,
Oh,
but it didn't. That's fine.
I guess I could just.
Alex, your cannon is hanging by duct tape.
Oh my god.
You noticed it almost immediately. You're like, well, they were eager. They didn't necessarily do a good job, but with the check that you have and what you rolled, like, you know exactly what they did wrong. And so you just get up on the hull of the ship and with the help of Danny, move the cannon over, actually weld it to the hull of the Everfree, and make sure to install these like magnetic pads, the same thing that droids use basically when they work outside of ships in space.
Right.
So it holds like regardless of anything. And you also made sure to empty the barrel of said cannon, which was still stuck by one of the workers' lunchboxes. So you just like removed it from there. Be like, that was dangerous.
We would have literally exploded at the first shot.
Yeah, or the gun would have shot itself off your ship. So
Nice.
basically, after an hour more, you guys are good to go, and everything is set up.
Oh,
Also,
Alright,
with that
we're
check,
ready to leave. as we leave, can I shoot the cantina?
Oh,
They did such a shoddy job.
It was for
They
free.
could have killed us in flight, in space
asked-
combat.
Yeah, but you asked drivers, like professional drivers, to basically mod a tank. It's like, well, it has wheels, sort of, so we think we know what we're doing.
Okay.
They were
They're gonna
eager.
shoot them
They
from
were
behind.
very eager to help.
It was
Because
free.
Zeta's very, very cute.
Yep. As you guys are back on the Everfree and flying off into Atmo and then breaking Atmo, Zeta is sitting on her captain's chair, and she's whistling a tune to herself. With Irula sitting a few seats to the side, and he's still looking up stuff on the ship's computer. And as you guys are climbing up onto the bridge, you can hear him, or you can hear them, sorry, turn to Zeta and say, "All right, the cannon is functional now. We can defend ourselves if need be."
I'm gonna need a shower to get all that gunk off. I'll be back, guys. Just
Do we
don't
actually
fly
have
us
a
to the
shared
sun.
shower?
Huh?
Was it like, do you have a shared shower or like a single shower?
It's a shared shower.
Nice.
Remember, this ship is like a giant 18-wheeler. It's made for like these, well, like 1 or 2 people to carry them across long distances.
I'll probably go have a shower as well.
All right, Dak, you get in the shower first, and turn on the water and everything, only to realize that it is ice cold.
I swear loudly,
You guys
And
hear
I s-
swearing on the intercom.
and I scrub myself as fast as I can.
Irula gets up without saying a word and says, "They're looking for me in the hangar bay," and he just leaves.
He's gonna jettison himself in space.
Nice. Then Yorkshire walks in halfway through.
Good luck. I get out shivering with my towel.
As you walk past your stuff, because he's in a towel. If you look back, you'll see like on his back is like just like shredded with like scars and
I have a
little
question.
marks.
Are all of these men walking around in towels?
Well, right now apparently all the players are.
I mean,
Hey,
I'm in the bathroom.
I'm going to my room.
Just like, where was this happening? Like, I figure Fiana's just like sitting.
Oh, if you're sitting in the cantina, well, not the cantina part, but like you remember like the common area with the table where you guys interrogated Yoiwin? Like they have to go through that room to get to the showers.
Okay, so what I'm imagining is that she's sitting there, just like whatever, staring off into space on her data pad or something, and Dak walks out
Shivering, wearing nothing but a towel.
wearing nothing but a towel, and then Yorsh walks by, and she like when Dak walks out, she's like, "Oh my God." And then like when Yorsh also walks by, only wearing a towel, and you know she's just like, "Ah!" And like
What? You've never seen a man? Also,
in the data pad, like but like audibly squeals.
You guys just heard a squeal as you were crossing paths.
she just went yowie. Let's just keep going.
And yeah, and it's
House
just like
mission?
just like literally hides her face in her data pad and is like bright red.
All right.
Bad boys in the academy.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
You guys are not turning this game into
No.
you are not turning this into Top Gun.
Oh,
We're not having a
You
beach
just-
volleyball scene.
gave me a great idea.
Me and Dak just like
So
Take me to Danger Zone.
As you can. Oh, this is it. I'm changing the text scroll song from now on, and it's Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins.
Sorry.
That being said, it's going to take a while to get to the core worlds. And by a while, I mean, something.
Where are we going? Did we plan that out yet?
Salonia. You guys have the coordinates and everything already. It's a planet that's just off of Corellia. It's in the same system.
So we're going, right into the core room.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Shit. When did we plan that? Okay.
Like,
Is Corellia part of the core world?
Yeah, it's like one of the 5
Or
major
just-
planets around the center of the galaxy.
Good.
Close to Coruscant.
If that's where the contact is, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Remember,
Where are we
There
going to do
are-
again?
increased in Imperial checkpoints. So
Where are we going again? Because we're going to a smuggler, right?
we're going,
Yeah.
to a smuggler named Deshara Saul.
That's it. Okay, cool.
Saul or Saul?
Sal, S-A-L.
Okay. I had it Saul, but
Okay, now I remember because we had choices what we had to do.
Yeah, it's I need to take the potato out of my mouth when I speak.
no, it's
Um,
okay. I just have to learn to speak potato.
Yeah, they don't. It doesn't say, but I think that travel from the outer rim. I want to say it's gonna take you about a month.
Ouch. Don't have enough. What do we do? But
You're gonna have
Fast ship.
huh?
Not a
I mean-
fast ship, right?
You've
Seven.
got you're at average speed. So if you were to compare it to the Millennium Falcon, for instance, that is a very fast ship. The Falcon was modded to go about 50% faster over long distances than regular cargo ships, if memory serves. And the big frigates and the corvettes and all that, they go slower. So you're on par with, because I think your hyperspace drive is at ×2 or something. Boop, 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 boop. Your hyperspace drive is a ×3 actually, so it's even slower. Oops, I forgot you guys had a second-hand ship. So yeah, let's just go with a month for now. And I mean, there's no need to retcon it or whatever. We'll find out later. I should have pulled that out already. But that's my bad.
Nice. I think this was like a montage of just me and Dak.
Yeah. So I just want to know.
To the song of Danger Zone.
yes,
Shit, playing volleyball in the hangar bay.
we
Thank
can.
you.
We should.
You don't have a ball, so I want to know. Oh, Jesus, I want to know, guys. What are your characters doing during that month? Like this, let's do it as a montage. What is it that you feel that your characters should or would want to do during that time? Because it still is a long time. I mean, I understand that you guys stressed out a lot during the week that it took you to go from Naboo to Smuggler's Rest, Smuggler's Paradise. But, I mean, right now you're not as pressed for time. You don't necessarily have anyone pursuing you or anything. So it's a bit more relaxed. What is it that you want to spend your time doing?
I know I want to say train, but at least educate Danny as a good pseudo father will do.
Okay, you want to train him as a father, or you want to train him as a soldier? Do
As
you
a
want to
soldier,
raise the kid as raising a kid, or do you want to treat him as an equal type thing? Because I mean, he might still just be 16, 17, but he still is a professional soldier.
All right. I'm gonna help him train as a soldier.
Like, because I just want to know, like, because you can, if you wanted to try to turn him into just like a regular deckhand on the ship or something, then sure, like there would be a skill associated with that. There would be a check. Same goes for soldiering, and the results of said checks are going to route Danny into a direction, one way or another. So, how do you want to mess that kid up?
I'm gonna rough him up.
So that would be a melee attack.
I'm not gonna do that. I want to help him become a better soldier, but at the same time, it's always good to have another deckhand on board. So I think I would go with deckhand first. Basically, like general maintenance of the ship, ship operations, and then fixing his damn blaster by himself.
Grease monkey. Yeah.
All right, so you basically want to teach him in mechanics.
Yes.
All right. I have a good news for you.
Yes.
His
You do?
stats don't suck.
Oh,
So
That's good.
you won't get any negative modifiers. But I'm gonna ask you to roll. You're not that high level, so let's say roll mechanics with disadvantage.
I don't have mechanics anymore. 8.
8.
Hmm.
I taught him nothing.
All right. No. Just can you take note of something on your sheet? Just write something like Danny's training in mechanics, and then 8. I'll remember what it means.
I like to think if you roll on that one, he just forgets things.
You're just so bad that he forgets how to do basic stuff.
Oh man, I suck.
Like you just see him standing in the kitchen for like 2 weeks, going like, "What is this? What is food? How do I eat?
How to speak.
How do I mine for fish?" So that was for Dak, real quick. Fianna and Yorshkita. Well, then Fianna, I think we're gonna wait for chat because you are handing your faith over to
Well,
the fickle
it's
gods
more
of chat.
It's more like Fiona has not had a day off in 6 years. She doesn't even know what a day off is or what one does with free time. And she can't be a queen on a spaceship. So
Well, you can certainly try, but I know a certain captain who might not take that.
yeah. So the point is I have no idea what she would do, which is why I'm asking Chad.
So, I think
I can see you giggling in the corner, Alex.
I'd read it. So I think we've just had like more scenes of just like Yoshitata going from like the showers through the hall to like the thing, and like Fiona like all like freaked out, and then like maybe like after a
Wait,
week,
is she doing it on purpose?
and like maybe there's like a scene where she actually sees his back for like after she like actually looks for some time, she actually sees his back, and it's like a horror show, and then like it's just another scene of him like in the cargo hold just like practicing his flexibility. So he was like bending, he's doing like splits on like 2 like bars that aren't connected, and he's just like practicing with his sword and stuff, and he's like practicing like shooting and doing this like crazy acrobatic stuff. And I think like halfway through the month he's gonna like go to Fiona and like just be like, "You're terrible. You don't have to defend yourself." And he like slams his ion blaster down. Let me teach you.
What? No. I'm fine at defending myself. They
Come to the cargo hold. And he leaves his blaster there and he like walks down.
I
and like,
trained as a handmaiden, you know.
it's not gonna save you out here.
Do you know what the handmaidens of the Queen of Naboo are supposed to be?
Can you fire?
Yes,
Can you use a sword?
I use knives.
Show me.
Shiv.
I'm like, oh shit.
All right. Well, Fiona, roll for. Do you want to throw it at like a distant target, or do you want to try to shiv something in the cargo?
I don't know. I guess I'll throw it. I don't know. He's just like, show me.
Yep.
So
So you just spin around,
yeah.
unsheath one, like draw one of your hidden knives, and just spin in one fluid motion. Throw it at whatever is the first thing that
Yeah.
would be behind you. Roll an attack roll, please. A ranged attack roll.
Not great, but
So, Danny, who was coming down the cargo hold, he had this like bottle of probably stolen booze from Zeta's cabin, and he was trying to smuggle it to his hammock, and you just hear this shattering glass noise, and just Danny go like "Ush!" and then as he runs away.
I look at Yorsh and I say, I'm a little practiced, but
Then let's practice. And then like I'll like ask for one of the knives and I'll like go for one.
okay.
All right. We won't do like a full-on combat and everything because I don't think you guys are trying. Or Yorsh, are you actually trying to kill the queen?
Well, yeah, no. But I'm definitely going to like push her, and if she gets like scrapes and bruises, I don't care.
I don't think Fiona would be comfortable with that, honestly. Like, I think like, it would take her a while. She'd be like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
And
He'll keep coming back to you like each day.
So like the new montage is not just you going into the shower as she's reading her data pad. It's just you going up to her in the morning and just waiting for her outside the cabin and like throwing like a bow stick at her, go like fight me.
Yeah,
Fight.
basically.
why are you doing this?
And I'm just like tapping the bow stick at yours because if I'm not there, Dak's not there, Seda's not there, Glider's not there, who will protect you?
I'll protect myself.
Then show me. If you can't fight me, then who can you fight? I'm not even trying to hurt you. And I like trip her.
No. And she just is gonna walk away. And I think I am gonna go with Steven's thing, and she's just gonna like read her book. She probably like on her data pad has just like hundreds, maybe, you know, like 6 years worth of books she's been meaning to read. But I think the beginning of her montage is her kind of like
No.
there's a day of her being like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
And then later on it's just leave me alone, leave me to my books.
yeah.
And actually Yorsh, from that point on, every time you try to go back to Fiona to try to motivate her to fight, you always find that out of the corner of your eye, Irula is staring intently at you. Like, just to signal that, you know, you're being watched. Be careful.
I see this. I'll go straight up to Irula. I won't say anything, but I'll just stare in the face.
They say, if you want to fight so much and train, why don't you train with a real professional?
I'm busy.
I'll just say.
Obviously, there's only one professional on this ship.
I would just say. I thought you were a servant.
I've been many things.
Let me have to see a professional. And I like push past. I'm in a cargo hold.
So then the game turns into a scene from The Matrix. where whatever role I'm gonna roll is going to decide how serious this fighting scene is. All right, so what we'll do, Josh, roll like whatever attack roll that you could get with like the most bonuses you could get on top of that. Like in a single round of combat, what would it be? We'll just boil it down to that.
Attack roll is d20 plus 7.
But like, do you use any of your Jedi powers on top of that? Do you use any feats on top of that?
So because it's a new thing, I can't remember what my feats were. Hold on, give me a second. No, because I didn't take a feat. Remember, because I decided.
Oh yeah, right. You decided to boost your stat.
Boost my stat. Yeah.
No
so,
problem.
yeah. I mean, I probably use like a force point.
All right, so roll an attack roll with your force point, and then if you roll a, that would be a 15. Is it a 15? Let me just.
Can I inspire Irola?
Sure.
Oh boy.
That would be a 13. Yeah. So roll a 14 or higher.
Okay.
Because that would be
d6, right? Plus d6.
Yeah. So your attack roll plus your d6. That would be a 12, but then you can add your d6 to that. Or
What? No, I'm not inspiring Yorshka.
Oh no,
No.
but Yorshkita is using a force point.
Yeah, force point.
14.
So that is a 14 for 9 points of damage, and then I'm gonna roll for.
So I'm gonna inspire him using Born Leader
Mm-hmm.
as a reaction to grant
My AC is 15, by the way.
him an inspiration dice, and so Irola also gets temporary hit points equal to whatever they roll on the d6.
So nice.
What's your AC?
15.
So no, as you're fighting with him, you're pretty much on par. But as soon as you delve into your force powers, as soon as you decide to stop, like as you would put it, holding your blows, holding back, and you just start seeing through the force, and you can kind of guess his moves. Can you roll an insight check for me, please?
Sure. There is the insight. There is insight. 5. I swear, ever since we've changed, I roll shit. Oh, do I have advantage then because of the force thing?
You know what? Sure.
Yay.
Sure. So but there will be a consequence to that.
That's fine.
So you're getting the advantage, you're getting the upper hand, and you're like, wow, this is very predictable. This is a fighting style that I've seen before. And in that brief instant that you stop to think about what the fighting style was, the name comes up to mind. They are using a style called the Matai. Yeah, which is a from what you remember, part of You haven't had formal Jedi training, but you've heard your mentor, your master. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry.
Akiki.
Akiki. Akiki mentioned it. It's like a sort of force-sensitive martial art, but not for force-sensitive people. Like it's the Jedi have adopted it as a sort of base for their training, for their fighting training. But other cultures have used it before. Only these cultures are somewhat old. Like it's like if Yoyowin was fighting with a style of martial arts that's almost non-existent nowadays. Like oh shoot, that thing that Sherlock Holmes does, like slap fighting. I don't remember the name. Oh well.
I know what you mean.
Savat. Yeah. So like, who the hell does that anymore? Like it's so niche. But as the name comes up to mind, you blinked almost a second too late, and you caught his foot with your thighs just as he was about to hit you in the crotch with like a very dirty move that is not a Matai move.
Yeah.
But he almost got through. And then, you're not in your head anymore. You're back into the hangar bay, the cargo bay, heaving, sweating, with just the lone sound of Danny applauding in the back.
I think Fiona's in the doorway watching, and
Yeah, of course she is.
No,
But even sorry.
but leaves before
Yours can see it.
yeah, Yorsh kind of like sees her back.
All right.
I can always see, by the way. So, you know.
You have echolocation. You can't see.
Yeah, you can
No,
hear.
we changed it. It's blind sight now.
Yeah, it's blind sense, so it doesn't
sense.
use your eyes.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You
so
can
it's-
always hear and or smell.
Yeah.
But even Irula is.
I think
Damn Force users.
I think I just like get my top and just like rip it off and like take it off, just throw it to the side, spin my bow staff, grab like some water, just absentmindedly throw it at Irula. If they catch it, they catch it. They don't, they don't. And I'm just like put the bottle down, swing my bow staff again.
They just raise their hands and they're like, I think that's enough for today for me. But I'm pretty sure Danny over there could use a bit of exercise. And he throws the staff at, or was it the bottle or the staff that you threw to?
I threw like a bottle of water, but he
Okay.
has a
So he throws the bottle back to Danny, and of course Danny doesn't catch it. It just fumbles down on the floor, and he's like, here, and he brings it back to you, and it's already like half empty.
Go on.
Oh, I think after that, display, Fiona will go into the, either the not the cargo bay. She'll be in the room she shares a room with Zeta now, right? Or
Yeah, well, you guys kind of have to. I
Yeah.
think the what you've decided in the end was that she would be awake piloting while you're sleeping and vice versa.
yeah,
And the ship's on autopilot if there's anything. I mean, Dak's there if
yeah,
things
to be,
catch on fire.
turned off. So she'll be in Zeta's room, and she'll be doing what I kind of imagine to be like Tai Chi, just doing
Space Tai Chi.
Space Taichi, little faster, just like going through old forms that she hasn't really done like earnestly in many years.
You did it for the form, but not for the benefits.
Yeah, like she's trying to remember the stuff she was taught as a child. She's a child. She was a child through most of all of this. So,
what they taught you at Handmaiden School, basically.
Yeah, like she's trying to remember all of that stuff, and she'll try and sneak down to the cargo bay to like practice throwing. While she knows that Yorshika is like not watching, like while he's showering or something. Like so the montage changes of him like, you know, walking across in a towel, and Fiona like, you know, oh, I'm not looking, and then like immediately put her data pad down and like go downstairs to throw knives. But like always not like doesn't want Yorsh
to be there. All right.
Cool.
So this is what happens for the whole month, while Zeta is increasingly lacking in sleep as she's piloting. Mind you,
does that, like, help?
well, it's kind of a joke because once you're in hyperspace, there's nothing to do. The ship pilots itself. You guys have like there only needs to be one, either Dak or Zeta, awake enough that if something happens, you can do something about it. And we'll just real quick cut to a different scene while you're in hyperspace of another vessel in hyperspace. This time I was going to say battle cruiser. Oof. My ship names are all wrong. A Star Destroyer.
Nope. Let's not cut to this first.
Floating aimlessly in space without powers or crew, right?
Fully operational, and flying in hyperspace, where a young officer goes up to this big figure we saw the other day, Darth Gorus.
Oh, God damn it, Simon.
And the officer says, "Sir, we've located another cell. We're the closest to them. Should we? And the deep, bassy voice of Darth Gorus answers the officer saying, "We shall. Get my ship ready. After these, we're going back up and finding them." And their ship stops from hyperspace, and you notice a planet, a core world planet, near Corellia.
Oh joy!
And using this imagery, we're moving back to you guys as you're exiting hyperspace. Close to a planet called Salonia, near Corellia, in the core worlds. Salonia is a island type of planet. It's like a bunch of lush islands. An oceanic planet in the Corellian system. And it is basically just this huge ocean, like ball of water in space. With it's dotted by these very small to mid-size archipelagos of islands. It is very tropical, very paradise-like, and it is one of the preferred vacation destination for the anybody from the upper classes of the Corellian system, even going as far as Coruscant. A lot of people like to vacation over there. This planet, by the way, is home to a species called the Selonians, which are, let's call them anthropomorphic weasels. So these were like the indigenous species from that world, and that's where they live. But they've been mostly pushed back to other uninhabited islands. They don't tend to. They're still treated as primitives compared to any other species in the galaxy. So sort of like Ewoks, sort of like what the Wookiees are treated now by the Empire, except that they're not being taken in as slave labor or anything as such. It's just, they're not worth it. Let's not bother them. Let's just put them all far, far away and leave the biggest islands and the biggest places and the lushest beach forests and beaches and jungles to the rich. And
what do I know about, like, I guess the political situation in Salonia? Do I know anything?
You could always roll a... That would be...
Bureaucracy?
Yeah, I think it would be the bureaucracy. Mind you, you can try it with galactic lore as well. That's another one that could work.
That's the name, so...
Yeah, it depends on what you want to know exactly. If you just want to have like a general idea of what it's like on Salonia, then I'd say lore. But if you're really interested about the political recent history and their views and which side of the conflict they side on, then that would be bureaucracy more than the other one.
Yeah, I kind of want to get a sense of like how dangerous... Essentially, how dangerous it is for me to be there.
Yeah. What is up with all these rolls tonight?
Except for my knife throwing rolls.
Yeah, except for that.
Welcome to my rolls.
So, Salonia is It is a neutral world because it doesn't have a proper government. It's a satellite of Corellia, so it is ruled, technically, by the same planetary governor as Corellia. Which, with that role, that the governor does not reside on Salonia. So a bit like your situation on Naboo, where the governor was far away, there probably is a puppet somewhere on Salonia running things for the Empire. But because this place is mostly vacation, a tourist destination basically, there's not a lot to do. The planet doesn't have... it has a tactical value or a strategic value. If you were to attack Corellia, Salonia would be the best place to host all of your armada and everything, all of your ships and armies, because of the proximity. It would take you about 2 days in hyperspace to jump from one to the other, which is amazing if you plan to launch an attack against Corellia. But who in their right mind would attack a core world, and who would have the army for that? So the planet itself is not regulated. I skipped something important during your month-long voyage across the galaxy, and that is the 15 Imperial checkpoints that you guys went through.
Oh God!
Which I had already rolled prior to the game, and they all went out without a hitch.
Okay. Anytime we got to an Imperial checkpoint, Fiona, do they board the ship?
Actually, the way you guys rolled, they boarded once.
Okay.
That was the the third one. The third one they wanted to board, but everything else, I mean, you're going to Salonia for leisure. All right. Are you bringing anything? What's your cargo manifest? Nothing. But go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think Fiona found like a this is a smuggling ship. Like she found like a crawl space
To hide.
behind a panel or something, and like every checkpoint she's just like
Hiding
huddled
somewhere.
there. Yeah.
Which, I mean, so every time in the montage, every time you guys neared a checkpoint, like you would hide in a different place on the ship, and it would become like a Where's Waldo type thing. Even though they never boarded once. Well, they boarded once, and that was when you were hiding, let's say, underneath the cushions of the couch in the dining area. And like we could just see like your eyes peeking through. But that's it. And there was never cause for anything. Seeing how it was, the message was sent that you guys had been killed, remember?
Mm-hmm.
So that took a lot of heat off of you guys. And so you get to Salonia.
Also, a quick
Oh,
question.
yep.
So I'm in the room where the dead guy was, right? So do I have my own place or am I sharing with Dak? I can't remember.
Yeah, the room where the dead guy was is Dak's quarters and yours,
Oh, okay.
incidentally. But you guys have a bunk bed,
Yes.
Right.
which the captain's quarters lacked because Zeta had a larger bed installed for her because it's her ship. You know, she was by herself.
Where does Irula sleep?
Did he make it himself a
Sitting,
room?
mostly.
Like,
No, Yoewin actually, you noticed that didn't really slept, or if he did, or they did, you never saw them. But during your month, like at some point, you found they would sleep anywhere that there was room. So sometimes it could be on one of
I
the,
thought with the hammock.
like the captain's chair, or the hammock was for Danny.
Oh,
Danny got his hammock. Honestly, Irula is fine with, like, I mean, they could sleep on like the cold hard floor, but they can also just, you know, lay back on like the captain's chair on the deck or something.
so just to preface this, because I forgot to do this when I was doing like the montage, but I don't know how you want to go through this, Dak. But during that like about half of a month, every time we slept, about 4 hours in, you would have heard Yoshida talking in his sleep into Gruda. And it was all very like violent, and like sad, and very like thrashing. And then he'd wake up every single night, like in like a cold sweat, like.
and I would be probably awake, woken up by your, I would say your noise, but the noise you were making, and I would call out, "Doing okay down there or up there?"
Yeah, who got the top bunk? Because this is important. Like this is important to the narrative. Who's on the top bunk?
I'd take bottom.
Okay, I'll take the top.
So
I would just peek
so
my
you-
head down.
Well, now we know Dak is a top and Yorsh is a bottom. So that's one more step towards the slash fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god. Wow, really? Okay, so I asked. You doing all right there, buddy?
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just says to you, and this will happen like every night. That he wakes up suddenly and he's like, yeah. And he starts talking like to Gruda for like a second, like, I said, nah, yeah. I'm fine. It was just a bad dream.
Should I get a protocol droid?
No, I'm fine. I'm
Okay,
sorry, I'm okay.
that's fine. As long as you don't make a habit of that.
You said like on the second day, and then by the like 30th day, you're just like, oh please go the fuck back to sleep.
Like, I think I know you like, yite? Okay.
You just have like a stick and you poke. Then you poke down, like just poke. Wake up. Having
It
bad
goes from
dreams.
pleasantries to just grunts. Yeah.
How
We're gonna be in sync at some point.
I know.
how thin are the walls, and how loud?
Oh,
how loud would be up to Yorshkita? How loud you want to be in your sleep? Like your night terrors, are they like I wake up screaming, or is it just I mumble loudly? The walls are not necessarily completely soundproof, but you have to think that there is still the sound of the engines, the sound of everything else that sorts of dulls out most of the. Like if you guys were to talk in your respective cabins, you wouldn't hear. Like
Okay,
you'd
okay.
need a pretty high perception check to hear.
Yeah.
To eavesdrop.
That's fair.
I think it's just like mumbles, and then he doesn't wake up screaming. He just like gasps in like a cold sweat every time.
Like, but it's never like full on, you know.
It's like, where am I kind of thing.
Okay.
Cool, cool.
We have to sit down and talk about this.
So Salonia.
So Salonia, surrounded by 4 Imperial Star Destroyers.
Oh, fun.
They're just circling around the planet like sharks in a sea. One of which is bigger, you've noticed, with 4 like spheres around them. Well, not around, but on the like on the back, sort of. I think I showed you the picture once. The like the gravity wells that they have on the gravity generators or something like that they call on it. So this is not just a Star Destroyer. This is a
Interdictor.
an interdictor, something. Star Interdictor Destroyer Imperial Class 7 type thing. It looks a lot like the one that you guys saw when you left Naboo.
Oh,
Can I make a... Well, it would be
a remember check.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see... Do I remember that's the ship?
You've... You know what?
No.
I'll say right now, because you've only seen the one, it is safe to assume that it is the same. You don't know how many interdictors the Empire has.
Right.
Like, this is not something that you've seen often. And it could make sense that it's here, but there's no... Like, unless you wanted to use your ship's computers to or radar to scan the Imperial
they're gonna
ship.
detect
But then,
that.
yeah. It's like following a cop car and trying to like read their license plate. Like they know what you're doing.
You're not supposed to do that?
When you see this, when I see the Star Destroyers, I think Fiona is gonna go to Irula and say, "Do you think it's worth it to go?"
I mean, we can always go back to some backwater planet on the Outer Rim and just live the rest of our lives as mushroom farmers until the Empire finds us and
I mean, what if we're walking into another?
trap.
Yeah.
I don't
I told you not to take, like, stowaways.
I don't think
I
so.
said it quietly so it won't have an effect. But
I don't think so. Look, we were unprepared on the Paradise, on the moon, for whatever was waiting for us at the farmstead. Here, I don't have any bad feelings. Those of you who took the bad feelings, you do not have a bad feeling about this.
Okay.
So it might be unnerving, but it's not like they're here for us. They might be here for somebody else though. But like
Like they might be here for Deshara, who we're going to meet.
yeah. And Irula says, Deshara has always been sort of this unsavory character, but she's worked both for the Empire and us. I don't think they would arrest her unless she did something completely mad, which, come to think of it, she's not worth 4 Star Destroyers. I wouldn't believe that. I think it might just be that someone's vacationing here and this is their security detail. I could find out,
One-
but it's going to take a few hours.
There's enough there to do an orbital bombardment and just ruin the planet.
Yorsh, can you roll a use the force check? Dak, can you use a rule of Can you use a rule the force? Can you roll a use the force check?
I was gonna ask you, do I know who's up there?
Use the force. I like
I'm not actually, very good at it. Use that force.
I like how your soldier instantly turned into an orc from Warhammer 40k. Use the force. Can you roll to see if you can use force to use your force check? Actually, you could probably use force, so you could roll your use force die, your force die, on your use the force check. Which
Wow.
which is redundant. Redundant rule is redundant, but
Anyway, what do
Anyway.
they see? What do they sense?
They actually sense a powerful presence
No, no.
on the planet.
Do we have the feeling if it's a good presence or a bad presence?
So there are two presences on the planet, which
Oh,
Dak
Lord.
you cannot make out. You sense a powerful presence on the planet. Yorsh, there are two of them.
Do I recognize the bad one? 'Cause I sensed it before.
You sense one that is gigantic in size, and it seems to be moving about the waters of the planet.
And we're gonna face Cthulhu. Great.
And then there's another one, stationary, on one of the islands. This, like, you could almost see it from the ship as this, like, red blinking dot on the planet. Even though you're so far away, there is just this hatred and desire to hurt coming from this single place. It's just it calls out to you. Do you have any dark side points?
I think I do, because right at the start I killed that person,
True.
so I probably have one.
So you have one. Can you roll a d20? Just a straight d20.
Yeah.
Please.
It doesn't seem like the Sith guy, right? Oh, it does feel like him. Okay, that's what I was wondering. 16.
You feel the same emotions that you felt before. It's tugging at you, tugging at your soul, but you managed to just shake it off. You felt for this brief instant that, like, you had to go down there and you had to respond in kind. Oh, miss what? Ethan?
The big presence on the planet.
Anyway,
Yeah.
In the ocean.
Two presents.
You probably see like Yoshito just like staring in that direction, just like frowning, gripping whatever he has in his hand, and he's just like breathing heavily, just like
There is a tiny voice right next to you, Yorshkita, that says, "You're holding my hand. You're squeezing. Yorsh, my hand, please." And it's Danny just bent into, like, kneeling on the floor while you're just crushing his hand because that's the closest thing you had to you.
Hold me, Danny.
I think Fiona will, like, because Danny is still freaking out. Like, she'll put her hand on Yorsh's shoulder and be like,
And it snaps you out.
Taleki,
he kind of like moves away quickly, like we should go. He's here.
what was that?
He's here.
who's he?
Do I know his name?
I
Yes,
think
you
you
do.
do.
You do
I
because the first time you scanned him, I think, with your force powers, you instantly knew the name.
Mm.
I was unconscious when you saw him the first time, when everybody else saw him, so I have no idea who he is.
And all I know on my side is just there's something forced over there.
Yeah,
what
you
I-
can, Dak, you can sense that you don't know why yet because
Oh.
you're not trained or anything.
Do I sense Dak?
That I'm gonna have to ask you to roll a use force check for that. Just because Dak is completely unaware that
No.
he has
Doesn't
stuff.
that mean it would just be flaring anyway?
I'm flamboyant.
It's the way I picture it is the opposite. If you don't know that you have the force and you haven't developed anything, you're just this like tiny blimp that whatever, you know.
Jesus.
It's you're like there's hatred and pain and a giant and what the Dak?
Oblivious.
There's this giant aura of obliviousness right next to you on the ship.
So I think
It's Dak looking at the barrel of his rifle.
I'm not. No, that's Danny that would do that. I'm not stupid enough for that.
Luke was stupid enough to do it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I think it plays out like this. You grab my shoulder, I move back, I'm like, he's here, and you're like, who? And I'm just like, what the fuck's his name again? Yeah,
Darth
Gorus.
Garth what?
Let me put it in chat.
Darth
Darth
Gorus.
Gorus.
Yeah.
Because
I think I just
Siths
say-
are 13 years old.
I just say Gorus. And I was like, is he? And I just walk over, like I let go of Danny's hand, and I walk over to you, Dak, just angrily, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
What? What am
Stop
I?
it.
I'm not doing anything.
He's gonna send you. Stop it.
Stop what? Breathing?
Dak, stop projecting now. I mean it.
I think I'm just gonna start freaking out. Projecting?
Wait, what?
What?
Whoa.
You don't.
Roll20 just crashed.
Oh, no.
Did it?
Not
Maybe
for
for
me.
you. It's
That's.
okay.
Could have been because you were like absent for like a minute.
Yeah, maybe. It should be back up now.
Yeah. He just says to you, don't. And you just have like this look of obliviousness on your face.
Yeah, I'm like. I'm confused as hell. I don't know what you're.
I just like poke you, and I was like, what do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. Projecting. I don't. Aside from the aura of complete obliviousness, I got nothing.
Your force. He's going to sense it.
I am not a Jedi like you. I shoot
I can
blasters.
sense you, Dak.
I need to take a shower, I know, but that doesn't mean you need to sense me.
You can use the force like me. Maybe not as strong yet, but I can sense you, and you're projecting like a rampant.
I don't want this. Take it off of me. Especially since that big thing there might just want me too. I don't want it.
So you sense that as well.
Well, I just know that I just have a bad feeling about this.
Dak. We can't go any further. If Dak is projecting like this, he is going to know we are here. If I'd known, why didn't you tell me in that month?
Say that again.
I said, if I had known, why didn't you tell me in that month, Dak? I could have.
I don't know. I don't. You're the one who sense me. I don't sense
Close your
you.
eyes. Close your eyes and feel out. Use what you do whenever you're hunting or shooting.
Like right now, when we're barreling toward 4 Star Destroyer? Want to do this right now?
Yes.
Zeta says, boys, stop bickering. I need to figure out which spaceport we're gonna dock at.
It's his fault anyway. I'm gonna go sit down in the seat.
Can't dock until just close your eyes and reach out with your instincts whenever you're fighting. And try and crush it.
No, stop.
I ain't doing nothing. We need to land this ship somewhere before we get caught. They're gonna scan us and find out that this ship is the one that left Naboo, and they're gonna ask questions if we don't do this on the down low.
Who's going to sense us?
So where? There are 8 of them. And Irula just points to one and he says like this one. She's like, alright. Like, someone's making sense. And
Fiona is like up against a wall, just like terrified. Like
so is
looking
Danny.
at the two of you.
Then he
Yes,
turns to
Dan.
you, Fiona, and says, what are they talking about?
The Force.
The Force not
I
real.
shoot. I look at you.
The Force-
Fiona like shrinks back and is visibly afraid. Like she's never been so visibly afraid of Talaki before.
Like it's like it's anger and like frustration, not like I'm gonna hurt you. But
No,
it's-
no, that yeah, but she's still like just she's you've never seen her more scared than she is right now.
He just says to you, "What did you promise me?" Oh wait, it wasn't you. Doesn't matter. He doesn't say that.
Okay then.
Yeah, but he does look at you though when you say that, so flippantly.
Fiona doesn't know what to do. She's just like wide-eyed and scared.
I was like, control it, Dak. I like push past Danny and I head to the cockpit.
Dak, can you roll a use the Force check with disadvantage?
Get us all. Force.
Cut to the Star Destroyer blows up your ship. Hey, that was a nice game, guys. No. You are utterly confused by whatever Talaki was saying. None of what he says makes sense. But it sort of does. And you're like, close your instinct. So you start just focusing on the planet and going like, oh, this is a big ball of blue with like dotted with green. A big ball of blue dotted with green. Yeah, okay. And then you can just hear this like very loud that goes on for like a good 15 seconds in your mind.
I can't speak to the whales.
But that's it. And you don't know if you've succeeded or not. Because yours is not on the bridge anymore. So you don't know if like he hears that shit all the time. Or not. But like
I stopped concentrating like immediately after that. Like, I don't want to speak with the whales or whatever that is.
The ship goes closer and closer to the planet, and as you're breaking atmo, we're just gonna take a short break, and we are going to be back in like 10 minutes, you guys. Maybe less, depending on how fast we can be back, and I can have my stuff up for the next part. So, see you in a couple minutes. Ciao.
Do it.
Hey, we're back.
Hello.
So, the ship is landing at a spaceport on one of the in the southern hemisphere of the planet, and it's basically an open sky spaceport. This giant round compound with enough room for about 30-ish ships, and it's straight on a sandy beach with like a beautiful view of the turquoise waters all around.
And this is a vacation spot for fancy people, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so what Fiona's gonna do is she's gonna put on her fancy dress, which I'm assuming she cleaned at
Mhm.
some point.
You got a month.
Yeah, she's gonna put on her fancy dress and a scarf to like cover her face again, and like, you know, make herself like not look like a queen, but look like at least like she belongs here, and that these may be like her retinue or something, her bodyguards.
All right. What about the rest of you guys?
I try to salvage any kind of good clothes I might have to, look like I'm on vacation too.
So like a Hawaiian shirt.
Absolutely.
um.
I have too many weapons, so I look like a bodyguard.
All right, so you're going for the bodyguard look,
Hmm.
and
Happening to aliens. I'm happening to humans.
yeah, I'll say that Zeta has something to dress with, and well, Yoewin, well, Irula only has
Irula-
whatever they had.
Well, Irula said also that they can't be on Selenia.
No, they are going to stay on the ship. Not so much that they can't be on Salonia, but that they don't want to meet Dashara.
Okay.
And what of Danny? Do you guys bring him along, or would you rather leave him on the ship?
I vote that he stays on the ship.
All right, he can. Zeta's gonna tell him not to touch anything, not to press any buttons. He's only allowed to stay in his hammock or the lounge. And if anything's broken by the time you guys get back, she will throw him out the window while you're in hyperspace. Like, I'm going to space you.
And please, do the dishes.
Oh, Mom!
You're the mom.
I mean, I'm versatile.
And you guys exit onto this this platform where your ship is, which, by the way, is probably invisibly the most disgusting, rundown, dirty ship there is in that spaceport. Everything else is like shining chrome, or has like these like patterns colored, like painted on them. Some are just luxurious barges. That the type of things that Fiona you were used to, like dignitaries from other planets.
She's gonna kind of like look at them wistfully, and then like you see her countenance change kind of immediately back into something that was more similar to when you first met her. Like she straightens up and she holds her head high, and so like even though she's coming off this like dirty grimy ship, she's just like she's acting like that is of course what she'd be walking off of.
There is one. Oh, sorry. Of course, what?
Like, of course, what? That's like, why would you even think that's our place?
One thing that all three of you, well, four with Emily, but that you guys notice when you come down and come out of the spaceport, is that you're probably the only alien on this whole planet.
Yeah, that's why I went for the bodyguard route.
Imperial flags fly high overhead. There aren't any patrols. Like, you're used to always seeing like this contingent of stormtroopers patrolling spaceports. You saw it on Naboo. You even saw one in Smuggler's Paradise. Yet here, security is very lax. Nobody took your, like, when you landed, you had to give out like the ship name, the license, registration, whatever, captain's name and everything, just to make sure that things were in order. But none of you were searched. And as you exit, there's this protocol droid waiting for you on the beach with like a suite of land or water speeders. And the droid hails you and says, "Hi, my name is H3X8. I've been assigned as your personal guide and all-purpose protocol droid while you're in Salonia. Which vehicle would you like me to drive you in? In which destination would you like to go to? These services are, of course, free of charge.
I would suggest land vehicle. I don't
Well,
like water that
Have
much.
you given instructions on where we might meet Deshara?
That's not a bad idea.
As you just wonder or ask, the rest of the group.
I would have asked this before we got onto.
Oh.
Like, I would
Um,
have asked Irula, like, if they weren't going off the ship with us, I'd be like, so where we go?
Irula would just have said she has a compound, like an estate, on the island. You can just ask for her.
Okay. Then I'll do that. I'll say, the Deshara Sal's estate, please.
Yes. But which vehicle would you like me to drive you in?
Which vehicle would get us there fastest?
Then I would suggest this one. And he points to like a water speeder. This is an above water speeder that can go to speeds of about 80 nautical knots.
This is like, I obviously know this. Like, I live on Naboo. I know what
This is like a fancy yacht thing, but it's built for speed.
Yeah.
This is like the type of like the bros on the beach would be.
Yeah, the bro speeder. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's the bro
92
speeder.
miles an hour. That's
She'll say, that will do.
All right. Service is free of charge from the spaceport to your destination. Any other trips around Celonia rate at about 2,000 credits per 200 kilometers.
Okay, of course.
yes.
Hope you have a nice stay. Please. And as the droid moves to the to your newly rented water speeder, you notice that there is an awful lot of sand coming out of its joints. And as it walks, it walks a bit like 3PO, but all the joints are creaking and cracking, and like this droid was not meant to be on the beach for so long. But it nears the speeder and just taps on what I figures like the hood, and this like door opens up on the top, and it goes like a convertible car. So it opens up, and there are like four, 5, 6, 7, 8 places that you can sit. And in the back of this this vehicle, the floor is made out of very resistant yet transparent material, so that you can see the ocean floor as you're traveling and all that. And like there's a mini bar in it, and it's like the whole thing. Like it even comes, like all the drinks come with their own little umbrellas and stuff. It's like the fancy shit, and Zeta is just all over it.
I will steal all the umbrellas I can.
Please, sir, do not steal from the Imperial Cylonian facility of
But-
resorts and tourism.
But those are disposable. They're gonna throw them away when we're done.
Yes, but please refrain from stealing.
Can I have one, please?
It is on the house, as you say.
All right. Get in.
And it gets in the driver's seat, and you notice as soon as the droid plops in, there's this not like cables, but they're more like hard rods that they plug into the robot's torso, and the droid itself sort of seemingly shuts down, and then the vehicle starts up. It boots up, probably using the droid's AI and power source to function. And the voice comes out again, but from speakers all around your speeder. And it's less robotic than before, and it sounds a bit more melodious and says, "Hi, and welcome to Salonia. Please have a seat. We will depart in 5 minutes. We will depart in 4 minutes, 58 seconds. We will..." And it repeats itself like over and over as the countdown begins. So you guys take a seat. You guys take a drink. You guys seemingly relax for about a second.
Fiona's gonna
Yeah.
stare just like at the like put her hand in the water. Just like happy to be in something that like somewhere that reminds her of home a little bit.
It's nice. The wind is warm. There's just the tiniest of splashes of water that reach you from whenever the speeder hits a wave or crests a wave. The ocean floor quickly goes from bright turquoise to sometimes you can see coral reefs, and then just the deepest, darkest blues, where it seems like there is no bottom to this. And you think, Lauren, at some point you saw a dark shape far, far to the bottom just move. Like perpendicular to your ship.
Do I know anything about like the indigenous like wildlife, water animals like?
Can you roll life sciences
Um,
if you have it?
I don't, but I do have galactic lore.
Sure. I'll put the DC a bit higher for like more specific information, but go ahead and roll galactic lore.
Hello, let me roll. Oh, there we go.
So
Wow, no, I don't know anything.
there's only one thing that you know,
Okay.
and is that the even before the Empire, so even back before when the Republic was in power, they have not still chronicled every species of marine life from this planet. There are just so many, and many that were also brought in from the outside. You know, because sometimes rich people like to fuck up entire ecosystems by bringing in their favorite fishes. So that's what they do. And then, well, you know, it screws up the wildlife a bit. But they haven't cataloged the whole thing yet.
Okay.
You think the number, and you're not sure because of your check, but you think the number sits at about 18% cataloged
Wow.
for now.
I'm gonna ask our friend, the robot. Hey, X8. What can you tell me about what's in the water?
There
Beside
are multiple
water.
fishes and multiple species of marine biological life forms living in the oceans of Salonia. I cannot know exactly which species we are encountering as we encounter them, but I can guarantee that 88% of all marine wildlife on Salonia is inoffensive to humans and other sentient species.
Anything that used to be, I want to say, revered as a god of the sea down there?
The primitive life forms from Salonia did worship a lot of undersea creatures as their primitive gods, so to speak.
Oh, right. Gods is not exactly principle in Star Wars, is it?
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of older religions had gods.
Okay, just making sure.
It's just yeah. So the primitive lives, the Solonians used to worship some sort of or various fishes and like octopi and whatever that was oversized as like a deity or something. But the droid tells you that they were localized, so each island or so would have their own.
Okay.
And that we are about to near Miss Dashara Sal's estate, and so we will close the roof of the speeder, and
Are we going on the water?
we are going slightly underwater,
I will
about
sit down in my
150 feet underwater.
strap in and just hold the seat.
Fiona gets really excited and it's like, this is my favorite part.
And then the I keep wanting to say cruiser, but the speeder, the water speeder, just darts into the water at breakneck speeds, and you notice.
She has a huge smile on her face while it's happening.
And right next to you, Dak
Yeah,
is just
freaking
sweating,
terrified.
going like.
Yoshito's like uncomfortable as well. He's not, like it's the nicest thing and the weirdest thing he's ever experienced in his entire life.
Zeta has 3 drinks in her hands. She's just like juggling drinks and just going like, "Oh, guys, you have to try this. You have to try this." Under the light of the speeder, you notice that as you're nearing what would be one of the islands, there is quite a lot of artificial lighting on the ocean floor. And then you notice that each of these islands are actually... Well, you know how an island is built. It's basically like a mountain with like, half covered in water or almost completely covered in water. But in the case of this planet, it's sort of like if the water used to probably be at a lower level and it rose up over time rapidly, but that estate is actually underwater. And the
right.
lights that you see and everything are like routes that could have been used by either maybe land vehicles before or underwater vehicles. But this, and the droid tells you, like, this cruiser that this speeder that you're on isn't built for underwater transport, but it can withstand the pressure of 150 feet for a short amount of time, and this is why we can't use the underwater routes instead. But if you want, there are a series of tunnels that run underneath each estate that connect everything on the planet. Like the highways of Salonia are all underwater. And even like underwater.
So what you're saying is that most of the life, well, sentient life, all lives under sea level?
Under the sea.
Thanks.
Actually the Salonians lived above. And then it's like fishes and stuff. But the thing is so picture this. Those Paradise Islands that everybody's talking about and all the rich folks from the Empire want to go on vacation to, it's like the rooftop of other people's estates and such.
Oh, okay, so there are still people living on the surface.
Yeah, it's just like, you could buy an estate like Dashara did, which is inside, like underwater. And then when she just wants to hang out on the beach, she goes to the roof.
Okay.
It's weird. But the Salonians also used these tunnels to move from one island to the other. They were not a nautical people at all. Like those weasels type thing. They didn't have like canoes or ships or boats or whatever. They would just use these tunnels, go into, let's call it the Underdark, to move from one place to the next. And that planet is weird.
Yes, it is.
And of course, while you guys enter these like giant double doors that open up and let you in, close, and then the water drains, and you find yourself in a hangar, like a sort of like a dry dock, where you notice other speeders have been placed, and you hear the following.
Oh, great! Great Imperial alarms.
Yoshito like sits up, like stiffling.
The only thing that lights up this hangar. Okay, I'm going to stop this. The only thing that lights up the hangar where you are is this red spinning light. The droid seems completely oblivious to what's happening and just says, "Have a nice day. We have now arrived at the Shara Sal's estate. Please disembark from the speeder."
Why is there a security alarm ringing? Best.
Who are you asking?
You, well, the bot.
The bot is completely oblivious to the alarm. It says just, "What alarm?"
What's the security status of the compound? You must know something.
I'm a guide and tourism droid. This is a private property. You would do well to ask the protocol droids in charge of this facility.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. We should go.
Okay, let's go. I will be the first one to disembark.
All right.
I'll be the second.
Cool.
Yano will also disembark.
And Zeta in tow.
Yeah, Zeto's gonna close the march.
Zeta, please leave the drinks in the speeder.
Do I sense anything?
What?
Sam?
You
Drinking.
don't sense anything, but of course, Lauren, you have a bad feeling. A generalized bad feeling.
I don't have the bad feeling.
Who has the bad feeling feat? I thought you did.
Could be
I
Zeta.
thought about it because I thought it was funny, but I don't think I actually took it.
Does
So I
Zeta?
think it might be Emily.
Yeah.
So I think one of you guys actually have it. Otherwise, I've been giving away shit.
I think the bad feeling would make sense for Zeta because I think she.
Yeah, she's the one that has it.
Mm.
All right. Well, I'll have her bad feeling for her.
Sure.
Um,
Zeta says, I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, what can go wrong? And I just start walking forward.
And there's only one exit to the hangar bay. Well, I aside from the one that leads out into the water there. But if you want to go into
I
the
want to
estate.
see if I can find any like kind of computer terminals or whatever, or protocol droids or something too.
As soon as you exit the hangar, right where well, it would be like right before the door normally, but there is a computer set into the wall.
All right. I want to use it and like look for the status of whatever I'm looking for.
All right. So
Find out what's going on. Essentially, security. Yep.
one of the first things about computers that you need to know in the Star Wars, well, this version of the Star Wars game anyway, is that it's sort of treated like it was a human person, like a social interaction with a human, except that you use computer skill. So a computer that is locked down is a computer that is hostile to your character.
Okay.
And right now, the computer is hostile. What does that mean? That means that in order to use it, there you go.
Need to coax it.
Yep, sort of. You need to improve your access to, and it's gonna take about a minute,
Okay.
and you make a use computer check
Okay.
with a, yeah, so 22.
Can I assist?
Give me just a
22.
second. So it's
Super 22.
yeah, it would have been DC 20. So it goes down by 1. So you're now treated as an unauthorized user. It it is still preventing access, but it's not like you can try it again to improve it again. The DC just lowered, like the DC just went down a bit, because you weren't trying to hack into anything. Like, if anybody was monitoring the computer system, the computer network, they now know that someone tried to tamper with it.
Okay.
But you can keep going.
Yeah, like I don't want to like I just want a status update
Mhm.
thing. So yeah, I'll do it again.
Like I said, can I help?
Yep,
So
you can help to give her advantage.
Yep.
Still. Oh, wow, with advantage, actually. So it goes down to... so you're basically going through, trying to reboot the computer and make sure to try to get in on, like, the guest account or something, and it keeps trying to crash and to say that, you know, the emergency protocols are in effect and everything, and at some point you manage to reboot it and hit the keys just at the right moment to, like, bring up what would be the BIOS on a regular computer, like an Earth computer. And then from there, you just type in your commands to just ask the system, like, okay, what is going on? Can you do a factory reset or something? And you notice that while you don't know exactly what triggered it, but someone tripped an alarm. This is the regular, like, alarm, like burglar alarm from the place. But the computer detected fire hazards in multiple rooms, and a unauthorized leave of one of the I'll call them spaceships, but they're like airships, basically, like atmo locked, like a plane, like private jet or something.
Unauthorized leave.
Yeah.
So
Somebody took off or somebody stole or something, but that wasn't authorized, and that's what's been screwing up everything. And as a guest, it also lists, like, the rooms that you're allowed to go to, like the doors that are going to be unlocked. So you basically, right now, without having a map of the estate or knowing where you should go, you know that any doors that aren't locked are places that you as a guest are allowed to go to.
do I even think like? So what I'm thinking is that, like, can I get in further and, like, see if I can find some security feeds or something?
You can try. Yep, you can certainly do so. This, however, access information. All right, so you're already on the network, so that's fine. All right, what is it you're looking for exactly?
I want some kind of log or like security feed to find out, like, potentially what I want to ideally I want to see video camera footage of who stole the ship.
All right, it is possible, and it is another use computer check. The DC is slightly different though, and it's going to take you 10 minutes
Okay,
to try to get that information.
can we do it?
Sounds kind of long. We should probably just go in, especially if there's a fire hazard.
I think that it might. My gut is telling me that she's gone. That this is her escaping.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, let's do this. Anything else in the area that could be?
Yeah, is there anything around? Any noise or anything?
No, right now, aside from the, like, blaring alarm, nothing.
Are you helping me?
Still helping then. If there's nothing around, I'm gonna keep on helping.
So you're two-manning the keyboard? You're NCISing the keyboard?
Oh my god, yes, I remember that.
I'm going to just look around.
How far away from the rest of the group do you want to go?
Ooh.
Oh shit, nice. How big's the area? I don't know how big the area is.
Oh yeah, I forgot to describe that. So as you exited the hangar, you're in a roughly 10 feet wide corridor that goes on for about 20 paces or so, and then it turns right, and it keeps going. There are 2 doors, one on each side, and then a set of stairs, so a staircase that leads to like the floor above.
Okay, I want to sneak up to the bend and then just like be at the bend and look, see what's going on, but not past the corner.
All right, roll perception.
I have my blind sight. That helps.
It's outside the range of your blind sense.
Okay. Can't remember. I get an advantage to it, right? My perception because of it, or no?
No, you don't. It's just straight perception now.
Okay, cool.
It's just your blind sense let you do stuff, you know, even if you're behind a wall or something, don't see or whatever, you can know. Even if someone's invisible, as long as they're walking on the ground, you can know it.
Okay.
But this is a hearing check. And you do hear what seems like metal clanging on metal. Something just going like thud, 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 rhythmically. Either someone's trying to break down a door, but they're very methodical about it, or it might be like a defective droid just, you know, lagging and ramming on a wall or a door or something. But it's coming from upstairs.
Okay. I'm just gonna like sneak to the corner and see what I can see.
You'd have to go up the stairs a bit to see it.
No, I'm gonna sit like to the corner. You said there was a bend, right?
Yeah, so from the bend you can hear that, but even by looking you don't see it because it's farther up.
Do I see anything else in the hallway?
Nope, nothing else in the hallway. It's actually just you guys. The hallways there are somewhat bare. Like there's no decoration. It's very functional, practical more than anything. I mean, you're essentially in like their garage.
Okay, I'm gonna try and sneak a bit further.
Sure.
Just up the stairs a bit.
Roll stealth, and during that time, you guys actually get footage of what's happening.
Good. Let's take a look.
You notice that the footage comes from a jungle, which would mean it's probably footage from up above on the rooftop on the island. It's topside, and it's these small ships just flying and landing wherever they can in the jungle, and these like very shady individuals coming out armed with rifles and pistols, and they're all converging to a single location, to where the camera is or about. And as you're cycling through the feeds, you notice that there's an extensive network of cameras topside that are watching, surveilling the perimeter, and you notice a few people are just lounging about, having a good time, relaxing, and these armed people, which aren't stormtroopers, like they're dressed like thugs or like criminals, or well, Dak and Zeta can testify. Those are like cartel people. Those are the type of people that, you know, the Black Sun Syndicate or the Hutt cartels would hire.
Right, I was going to ask if they have any marking from the Black Sun.
You don't see it from the feed. But they all converge on these people that are relaxing, and it's just a massacre. Like, all you can see is the flashes of blaster bolts going to and fro across the camera feeds, and at some point some of them just break. And then you notice another ship coming in, and out of it comes out a female. You don't notice the species yet because of how one thing for sure, she wears a hat. But as soon as the ship lands and that person comes out, followed by an astromech droid, the alarms start ringing and she starts returning fire. This person is caught on topside. Last you checked, the last feed was about 10. Now it would be about 15-20 minutes ago. And this is where that person is. Anything else that you cycle through the estate, nothing seems to have been damaged or anything, but as you cycle through, you notice that some of the rooms that Fiona, you read earlier that had been like blocked because of fire hazard, those are rooms with valuables inside. There's no fire hazard, but like not only are the regular doors closed, but like the fireproof doors have been closed too. So whoever sprung the alarm made sure that whatever is valuable was also, doubly protected. And
Right, so,
yeah,
so the alarm wasn't triggered by somebody stealing a vessel. It was manually.
yeah. And then the stealing a vessel, you haven't found any footage of that.
Okay.
Not with the roll that you had.
Oh, damn. So good too.
I know.
All right.
And Yorsh, as you're coming upstairs, there's this astromech droid, a yellow and white astromech droid with a wicker basket on its head that's just spinning around and hitting the walls. It doesn't know where to go. It is completely blind. And it's just freaking out and just hitting everything. It seems to be trying to go in a direction, but it keeps just hitting walls after walls. And sometimes just falling over, propping itself back up, and trying again, and seemingly not able to lift the basket that it has on its head. And this is actually where we're gonna end for tonight.
No.
With the lost droid?
Tiny droid banging its head.
We
People
have to see the
fighting
droid.
above. Oh, and you guys are, like, if you were to book it, you could probably get topside in, like, 15 to 20 minutes.
Too late to save anybody at that
Because
point.
the elevators are busted. Unless you can do something about it. But this is where we're going to stop. And we're going to have our battle. Our big, maybe, potential something. I don't know. Clearly, action sequence starting
Deadly.
in 2 weeks from now. So, hope you guys had fun.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I discovered that I'm a Jedi, and apparently I can hear whales.
You're not a Jedi.
I'm a Jedi, full-fledged Jedi Master.
You're special now.
Yes, I'm
Um,
special.
So yeah, let's just go around, tell everybody who you are, where we can find you, what you do in your life, and I'll start in reverse familiar. Start with Alex.
I'm at the Gambit on the Twitterverse. Next week on Wednesday we will be grim, we will be dirty, and hopefully my pants will remain unsullied this time. As we're going to be playing a game of Swayhander. I've always had a hard time saying that. GM by Simon, and I'll be joined with Josh here. That will be playing a character that's going to be I don't want to say colorful, but very fun.
Yep, very colorful. Yep, it's the Zwander is going to be something. Like, I'm going to
That'll be a
wreck
blast.
you guys, but I don't think I'm going to need to do a lot to wreck this group.
Nope.
Moving on to Lauren.
Hello, I am Lauren. I do stuff on the internet sometimes. You can find me at JL_NiceGirl on Twitter. You can listen to my brand new podcast, Too Many RPGs. The best place to find that right now is at our Twitter, which is at Too Many RPGs. It is a fun show. It's a show about RPG shows. And people talking about the things they love. You can find me tomorrow on twitch.tv/off _the table, where I will be GMing Alas for the Awful Sea with some cool folks. And then you can find me on Off the Table on Thursday, talking on their show Off the Table, their GM advice show, talking about sex and romance and relationships in games. And I'm very, very excited to delve into all of that because I think it's really interesting and fun. And on Sunday, you can find me on twitch.tv/battleheels for the long-awaited Team Battle Heels conclusion to our Magical Fury arc. It will be fun and magical and feminine, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. So that's me this week.
And Josh, where can we find you?
Hey, yeah, I love the game. Thank you for running it there, Simon. Great playing with everyone here. Hey, I'm Pro Starter. You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and Instagram. That's new, so you can catch some of the funny clips that I put on there of the shows that I'm on. You can catch me, as was said before, Swyhander next week. It's going to be super fun. Here, obviously, as well. 2 weeks. Yeah, on Fridays you can catch me on Grimjack 21502's channel playing some Firefly every 2 weeks on the off_the table playing some angsty teen monsters and Monster Heart. Sundays we should have our new game Triumvirine. Mondays you can catch me on the Greyhawk channel playing some D&D in the Greyhawk world. That's super fun. And just on my channel as well, I do RPG stuff about 6 days a week. Crazy fun. You can catch me all on the internet. Just type my name out.
Like any time of any day, just go on to Josh's channel and he's doing something.
Basically.
Like playing a game or DMing a game.
Eventually he's going to live stream like him sleeping, right? You sleep.
I don't
IRL stream.
I don't know. Josh plays vampires. I think there's like a
There's
like a
something
truth or
that's
something.
telling us.
Yeah, clearly.
Fiction can be connected to reality.
I mean, he doesn't sleep. He has a British accent. Like, come on.
Yeah, everything's there. And there's even a heavy curtain behind him covering the sunlight. I mean, everything's there.
I know, right?
And you've never seen Josh and a vampire in the same room, so, you know, I'm not saying anything.
But that being said, I am Simon at wandering_DM on Twitter. This is my channel. Hi. If you followed Star Wars up to now, you know who we are. You know what we do. But let's just remind everyone that we still have 45 days to go. If you want to give these fine folks extra stats, an extra force point, if you want to make their characters even more OP, as soon as we hit 50 followers, I'm giving a free force point to everyone, a free permanent force point to everyone, and then we'll move on to a different tier, different reward for our cool players. And as
Also,
both...
please do it because I am the only person who does not get to regain force points.
Yeah.
So I need
Really?
them. Yeah.
So earlier, though, like just like that, when Irula and Yorshkata were fighting, you didn't have to spend any of your inspiration to grant inspiration because Josh used the force point.
Yeah, I get some cool
Oh.
stuff instead of force points, but I can do some cool things with my force points.
Yep.
That
It's
I
just
can-
in your case they only come back when you level up, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, on next Wednesday.
for Fiona.
Huh?
Hashtag force
Force
points
point for Fiona. Oh wow, it's almost like FFFFF. So yeah, next week on Wednesday we're playing the first episode of Zweihander, in the world of Mistvale, the doomed world of Mistvale, and playing with Josh here and Alex and Eric Vulgaris and Kat, who's new to stream games. And then you can also catch me on May 25th playing the Dark Side of Mard, the B team to Grant Ellis's Cypher system love letter to RPGs that he is going to stream this Friday, actually, on Off the Table. So we're playing like the B team, meanwhile what's happening several hundred kilometers far away from the A team. And yeah, you can also catch me from time to time on Off the Table. And otherwise, soonish, I keep saying soonish, but there's just so many things to take into account. There will be, I'm starting a D&D 5e hex crawler campaign in my own campaign setting. And I'm looking for players, for people who want to test it out, and people who are interested in playing a world that is hopefully somewhat original. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this evening and of gaming and shenanigans, and chest naked guys walking dramatically in a ship. This was very Top Gunny, so I'm gonna go listen to Kenny Loggins. Ciao, everyone. Good night.
Goodbye.
See ya.